Yeah. So let's see, Tuesday, huh? I've got a kind of a crazy week going on here, but and then I'm going to be gone next week, but I don't leave till Tuesday, so I'll be here Tuesday morning, not on Friday. Yeah, we're leaving Tuesday night after Mike gets off work. So no class Friday. Sorry about that. And then the following week I'll be gone as well, going to Maine. So be fun. So I get really sometimes a little out of joint when I have so many things coming up that I feel like I need to do all these things for. And so I have to remind myself about, this is one of my favorite saying or little readings from Louise Hay's Heart Thoughts. I have to remember that everything I do is by choice. So remove the expression have to from your vocabulary and your thinking, because it's going to release a lot of self-imposed pressure on you. You can create tremendous pressure by saying, I have to get up, I have to do this, I have to. Instead, begin by saying, I choose to. It puts a whole different perspective on your life. Everything you do is by choice. It may not seem so, but it is. So I choose to teach yoga because I really love it. And I choose to have my great aunt over because I love her. And I choose to have a party this weekend. I hope you guys come because I really enjoy it. And everything else is just kind of things that I put on myself and I choose to do them. So please think about that. Close your eyes. And choose to watch your breath. And check in with yourself. Please bring hands to heart center. And choose to make an intention for your day, whatever it may be. Whether it's getting lots of stuff done, whether it's being peaceful, no matter what's going on. May we all choose to live in the present, where there's always so much beauty and grace all around us if we're paying attention. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. Just wanted to start in Navasana. So come off your blanket, step your hands back behind you, turn the fingers out, and just lift your heart a little bit. So feel like maybe you're making a little bit of a curve in your back, lifting your heart, broadening your clavicles, but drawing the head of the arm bones back. A little bit of a shoulder stretch. Good. Now keep the length in your spine. Bring your hands behind your knees and lift your shins up to Navasana. Draw your low belly up. I'm going to point and flex my feet a few times. Good. And then cross your shins and come to Sukhasana and stretch forward a little bit. Stretch out your hips and your glutes a little bit. And then do that again. Step your hands behind you. Lift your knees, feet underneath. Lift your heart. And then hands reach behind the knees. Lift up Navasana. This time, if you want to, you can let go. You can fully extend the legs. I want you to feel it in your core. So lift your low belly so you aren't gripping so much here. Bring both hands to the right. And both hands to the left. And back to center. Now that you're going to have to think about this, cross the opposite leg in front and fold forward again. Just push her out of the way. She doesn't care. She's biting you. And come on up. Oh, that felt good. Come to all fours. And just work through some cow cats. And I want you to really take your time here. So start with your tailbone and just kind of move it up and then move one vertebrae at a time. So you start with lumbar, then through the thoracic, through the cervical spine, and extend up. And then go the opposite direction. So tuck the tail first, lumbar, thoracic, cervical. And just do that a couple more times. And now curl your toes under. This is going to be interesting. Walk your hands back and see if you can lift up to a deep squat. Yeah, that works. And then slowly straighten your legs and come up to a forward fold. That didn't work well. It's okay. You can use blocks here if you need to. And just take a moment to really feel your feet fully grounded. Straighten your legs a little bit. And then slowly come all the way up, just standing. And standing, just you're just gonna turn one way or another and let your arms just kind of float around. So your lower body stays the same. You're just kind of warming up. Feels kind of nice, doesn't it? Gravity just takes your arms. Good. One more time. And then pause. Bring your hands in front of you. Interlace the hands. And think to yourself, do I have long side body? So keep the side body long. Draw your low belly up. And then tuck your chin and stretch forward so your rib cage draws back. You're really stretching the shoulder blades out of the wider and out of the sockets. Good. And then on your next inhale, come back up press the palms up and stretch up. Good, and then just do that again. So stretch forward, tuck your chin, round your upper back. And then inhale, stretch up. Last time, knuckles forward, round, tuck chin. Inhale, palms up, stretch up. And then just for fun, arc to your right. Stay for a breath or two. Shoulders stay square, hips stay square. And the next inhale, up, and exhale, arc to the left. And come on back up. Release your hands and stand on your right foot. And bring the left foot up behind you and see if you can find the foot or maybe your ankle or whatever. Maybe it's the your pants. And then just stretch up. Stretch out your quad. Knee beside knee. Hips stay square and level. Good, and release. And switch. Think of core being strong and long. And come on down. I want you to find a wall space. We're just going to do one more shoulder stretch and stand with your hip about, I don't know, like at probably 12 to 18 inches. Bring your left hand on your hip. Reach your right hand behind you, palm facing up. So the outside of the hand is there. And then just before you do anything else, think long side body, head of the arm bones back, broaden your clavicles, and then maybe press into the wall a little bit. You'll feel a big stretch on your front shoulder. Broadening the clavicles, nice long spine. Didn't know you could stretch yourself out that much, did ya? Good, and then release and switch sides. So right hand to the hip, left hand back, shoulder height. Just readjust. So you're protecting your shoulders front and back, broadening the clavicles. And feel a nice stretch. Feel nice and tall. Rib cage is kind of knit on the bottom. Low belly up. Nice and tall. Good, and release. Nice. Find your blocks and come to the front of your mat with your blocks kind of by either foot. And then go ahead and stretch your arms up. Feel nice and long. And then you're just gonna keep the ribs moving back, but bend your elbows and lift your heart up. So you feel like you have a little bit of a back bend. You feel that? It should feel good. And then stretch up and fold forward again, Uttanasana. And again, just pause there. Check in with the lower body and with your spine. And then please step your right foot back. You can bring your hands to your blocks to a deep lunge. Keeping the left hip crease back, right hip facing forward. Just lift the heel high and then maybe bend into the heel a little bit. Good. Now pause when you feel super stable. Bring your hands to your front thigh and lift up to a crescent warrior. Take your time. Extend your arms. Hips stay square. Feel really grounded. And then maybe bend the elbows. Make that a little bit of a curve in your back. This is going to be subtle. Stretch up and touch down. Good. Step forward, forward fold. If you didn't feel stable there, feel free to lower your back knee. And then step your left foot back to deep lunge. Again, just kind of check in again with the heel, stretch through it a couple times. Find connection with both feet. Bring the hands to the front thigh. Lift up. Crescent warrior when you're ready. And then if you're feeling stable, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Feel like you're making mini back bend. And stretch up. And touch down. Good. Move the blocks to the side now and step back to the downward facing dog. And just take your time here. Bend one knee and the other. To really take a moment to feel your shoulders and how they're protected on front and back. So even though the rib cage is back, the armpits are hollow, you're also protecting them on the front now. Keep that, come forward to plank. Lower the knees and lower down to the ground. Good, stretch the toes long. Inhale up to cobra and just stay for a few breaths, just noticing the back bend, but feeling like you're not affecting it too much other than protecting yourself by drawing the rib cage back. And lower down. Good, push back to all fours position. Extend the right leg and the left arm. Really checking in with the core. And release and switch. Left leg, right arm. And release. And come on up to downward facing dog. And slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Come to a forward fold. And inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep all the way up, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart, little mini back bend. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands through heart center. Good. Now I want you to turn sideways on your mat. And take a wide stance. And then just feel that. And just like we started on the other side, I'm going to have you just kind of twist, let your arms kind of move side to side. Make sure you're grounded through all parts of your feet. It'll feel totally different in your legs, maybe in your core too. I don't know. Everything stays the same though. It just seems weird, right? Good. Good. Now pause, stretch your arms up. Feel both feet super grounded, bend the elbows, lift the heart, a little bit of a baby back bend. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, fold forward to that wide-legged stance. Just take a moment there, just check to see, do I have the weight in the middle of my feet? Everything else feels good. Maybe walk your hands out more like a down dog position just to see how it feels. And then walk the hands back under your shoulders. And you're going to reach your right hand underneath your left and try and reach for the ankle or the shin. You can come up on fingertips with your left hand. Do a little twist underneath. And coming back to center, switch. So left hand reaches under, right finds the ankle or the shin. And coming back to center, just let yourself drop. You can support yourself with your hands. You can actually grab your ankles if you want to. See where it takes you. And now come up to a pranam. Swivel your ankles or your heels in, I should say. And then bend your knees. Bring your hands on your thighs and come up like a goddess pose. And then come more upright. You might have to back out a little bit. Make sure your kneecaps and toes point the same direction. You feel grounded. Good. And then bring both your hands forward. And then bring your right hand to the right as you slide the left hand down. And then slide it back up, back to the center. And switch. Like you're pulling up your sleeves. Come back to center. And do that again. Come back through center. One more time each side. Bend a little deeper if it feels okay. Come back to center. And bring the hands forward. Good. Straighten the legs, turn the feet forward, stretch your arms up. Lift your heart. And stretch your arms up. And then bring your arms to a T. Turn just your right foot out, foot and leg. Bend into that knee. Warrior two. Check your alignment. Feel the back foot grounding you. I want you to, in particular, feel really connected in the shoulders. Good. Stretch the arms up as you straighten the leg and turn that one forward. And then opposite, turn, arms come out. Left leg points forward, bend into the knee. Warrior two. You still feel connected in your core, in your shoulders. Knee tracking straight. I say these things because I always have to check myself. Good. Straighten the front leg, stretch the arms up, turn that foot forward, and then turn the right one out again. This time, leave the leg straight. Bring your arms to T and just slide into a triangle pose and just kind of reach for your knee, your shin. So you feel like the shoulders are stacked. Lengthen your spine, and you can always choose to go deeper if you want. Yeah. Good. And then bend the knee. Come back up, warrior two. Woohoo. Straighten the front leg, stretch the arms up, turn the leg in, and switch. Arms to T, leg stays straight, and fold into triangle. So just go slow. In particular, I want you to pay attention to your shoulders, your rib cage back. Good. Bend the front knee, come back to warrior two. Your arms getting tired yet? Good. Straighten the front leg, stretch the arms up, point the feet forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart, little baby back bend. Inhale, stretch up, and fold forward again. And then just heel toe, move your feet towards each other. Forward fold. Turn back towards the front of your mat and step back to a downward facing dog. Now, if you want the blocks under your hands, feel free. I'm going to just leave mine where they are for now. I'm going to extend the right leg and step it through to a deep lunge. Good. This time, lower the back knee and feel really grounded through the foot. Come upright so you're stretching the hip flexor again. Maybe stretch the arms up, Anjane. Hips stay square, right hip crease back. And now we're going to do a little bit more of a quad stretch. So your right hand can come to the block, or you can even bring elbow to knee if you want. Bend the left knee, reach back with your left hand, see if you can find the foot. Hug the knee towards the heel towards the knee. And just find a quad stretch to the max. Think long side body, both sides. I don't know why my quads are so incredibly tight. One more breath. And release it. Lift the back knee, step back, down dog. I feel terribly uneven, so let's do the other side. Left leg extends, stretch it forward, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline, Anjane Asana. Your right hip feels square to the front, the left hip crease stays back, and then if you bend deeper, it feels nice. Now either left hand to the block or the floor or the elbow to the knee. Bend the right knee, find the foot, the ankle, whatever works. Block the knee. Woof. Tight quads. Hug to the midline. One more breath. And release it. Lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees a little bit, think hip or sits bones up and back. Re-straighten the legs, armpits hollow. Keep all that as you come forward to plank. And just feel supported front and back and plank with your shoulders. Really focusing on that today. And then lower down to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, push all the way back to child's pose. Take a few breaths. And then make your way downward facing dog. We're going to do something similar to what we just did, only maybe go a little bit deeper. So extend your right leg, step it forward to deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Come upward to Anjane Asana. Put your arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Feel a little bit of a back bend. Inhale, stretch up. Good. Now this time, left hand comes to a block or to the floor. Left knee bends, reach back with the right hand for a cross body. So right hand to left foot, quad stretch. Feels tight this way too. If you want more stretch, you can come to your elbow on the block. Turn the right toes out a little bit, widen the knee if you want. Hug knee forward, feels way better. Good, release the foot. Lift the back knee. Step back, down dog. This time, inhale to plank. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Downward facing dog. Extend the left leg, step it through, deep lunge. You can always use a blanket under your knee if the kneecap gets sore, or if you have a mini mat, stretch up Anjane. Exhale, bend the elbows, maybe a tiny back bend. See how it feels. Inhale, stretch up. And then right hand down to a block or to the floor. Bend the right knee, hug the knee forward, find the foot with your left hand. I want you to keep your shoulders square to the front. for this variation. You can turn the left toes out, widen the knee if you want, and come down to your elbow. Ooh, really tight quads for me. I guess we haven't done this for a while. Breathe. Good, one more breath. And release the foot. Bring the blocks under your hands. Lift the back knee, step back to downward facing dog. Just take a moment. And then go ahead and lower your knees and walk your blocks back to the outside of your heels. And you might want them on the highest height. You decide. Actually, for the first one, let's do it that way. And come up to your knees. Hands on your outer hips. Think long side body, head of the arm bones back, but broaden the clavicles. Feel like you're just kind of keeping your rib cage back, but lifting your heart. Do not scoop your tailbone. And just like you did in cat pose, just kind of work from the bottom and think, I'm just going to make a curve in my back, a back bend. And then maybe I can reach hand to the block, hand to the block. Rib cage back, lift the heart, broaden the clavicles. And then hand to the hip, come back up. Reach down, touch the floor, stretch your toes long, and sit back on your heels. Press your toes into the mat. Because we're going to do camel one more time. I just want you have to have really open quads to feel comfortable in back bends. So that's why we're working on that a lot today. And then move your blocks now to the middle height. If the high height felt good, and come on back up to your knees. Or alternatively, you can keep the toes curled under and use your heels. So if you didn't feel pinchy in your back, you're doing well. Did you lengthen? You felt a little pinchy? Yeah. Okay, so do this for me. Stick your butt back. Draw your low belly up and just come back up. The low belly stays up. Rib cage is back. Hands to the hips. Now just move slow and don't go deeper. If you start feeling pinchy, try not to scoop your tail under, but just allow your back to do its natural bend. And maybe you can find the heel or the blocks. Keep a long back of neck. I'm not letting my head drop back. And then if I can keep that, then possibly I can let my head go back. Broaden the clavicles. Try not to scoop the tail. And then come on back up. Feel okay? Not feeling good. Yeah. Come down to your heels again, or alternatively, if you want to sit down between, your quads can do that, Virasana. I always have to move my calves out of the way. Doesn't feel good on my knees if my calves are in the way, or just press them down. And then if you want to go deeper you can. I don't know what I did with my quads being so darn tight today, but it just takes a while to feel comfortable. Maybe stretch deeper if you want. And then leading with your heart. Come on back up. Come up to all fours. You can move the block, actually move the blocks to the side because we're gonna want to use them here in a little bit. Bring your hands forward, curl your toes, lift to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. And push back to all fours. Now swing your feet to the side and come down to your back. Feet under knees, blocks hand, at least one block handy. And just take a moment to just kind of feel there. So feet are right under knees. You're going to lift to Setu Bandha, and I'm going to encourage you to bring your block to the medium height, slide it under your tail, and come back down. So lift up, slide the block under. Since you've been doing back bends, this should feel comfortable. And then just rest your sacrum on the block. Hands by your hips. And then if you can get the back of your neck longer, slide your shoulder blades underneath a bit so you feel comfortable. And then I'm going to encourage you to start with your tail, and just like you did in cow and some of these other poses, you're going to not scoop the tailbone. You're going to kind of work your sits bones back, your tailbone back, and then curve your lumbar spine, curve your thoracic spine, and then lift your heart, curve the upper back, the cervical spine, upper back. You feel a nice curve in your back. Good, and then relax down, back onto the block. So now feel how the alignment feels awesome. Hopefully, it does for me. It feels way better. And then just lift your right knee up, bring your right ankle across your left thigh. Notice how one hip wants to scoogie, so keep them level and maybe open your knee a little bit. Good, and release that side. And switch. So left knee lifts, bring the ankle across, and just work to open that hip a little bit, widen the knee towards the floor. You feel some stretch in your belly area too. And then lift the knee, bring the foot down. Make sure the feet are right under the knees. Lift up enough to slide the block out and come all the way down. Now notice if you still have a curve in your low back. Notice if your shoulders are still underneath. I want you to keep that way. See, maybe you can touch your heels with your fingertips. I don't know. to see if there's anywhere close. You can check and see, are they hip width apart? I have long arms, so it's easy for me to do, but some people may not be able to do that. Now see if you can feel that the sits bones grounded. You can curve your lumbar spine, your thoracic spine, lift your heart. Keep that press into your feet and lift up to Setu Bandha. And this time, see, can you interlace your hands underneath you? You feel that curve, but it starts at the sacrum. The hips are not really pressing up too much. Just curving your back. Okay, now try this. Press into your left foot, lift your left or right knee towards your chest, and then stretch it straight up for one-legged Setu Bandha. Bend the knee, bring the foot back down, regroup, press into your right foot, lift the left knee, stretch the foot up, point the toes, woohoo. Bend the knee, bring it back down, and lower all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. If you want to, you can roll up into a ball. That feels good. Kind of bending the other way. And then lay your head and your chest back down. I'm going to do one more back bend. So go ahead and bring your feet under your knees. So I'm going to give you a choice here if you want to try.
I didn't get that. Can you try again?
Oh, what are you doing, Alexa? So you can do Setu Bandha again. You can do supported Setu Bandha again if you need that support, if you're tired, or if you want to do a full back bend, you can. But I want you to do it the same way. So find that curve in your back and supported front and back. And then just lift your hips. You can lift to the top of your head if you're going to back bend. Readjust your hands and lift up. Or just rest on that block. And when you're done, come all the way down. Bring your hands on your belly. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees open wide. Baddha Konasana. And then bringing both knees up, feet hip distance. Hug just your right knee in. And widen it by your armpit if that feels okay. Stretch your left leg long if that's in your wheelhouse. Your right knee will probably come away from your body a little bit. And then reach the right foot up towards the ceiling. And with your right elbow on the inside of the leg, grab the foot or the ankle for half happy baby. So keep thinking left leg stays grounded, maybe bring left arm to cactus. Keep you grounded and straight. If you want to, you can straighten the right leg. That feels good, and you can still keep that left leg long, right hip crease back. Good. Bend the knee. Release the foot. Right foot flat. Hug the left knee in. Widen it. Stretch the right leg long. Bring the foot up. Left elbow comes to the inside, and then you reach in front of the shin to find the ankle or the foot, or half happy baby. Just bring your right hand on your right thigh and say, keep grounded. That's the key right there. And then you want to straighten the left leg. I don't know what Mike's doing up there, but goodness. Pounding up right above us. Good, bend the knee. Release the foot to the floor. Now hug both knees up. Bring the knees wide. Lift to full happy baby pose. And just kind of roll side to side if you want to. Maybe extend the legs. I like to kind of alternate. Oh, that feels good. And then release the feet, stretch the legs straight up. Hands by your hips. Now this is optional if you want to lift up to plow pose, because it kind of stretches your back the opposite way that we've been doing. So you just kind of lift your hips up and bring your feet over your head, and then just support yourself with your hands for plow pose. You know you can do it. Extend one leg up, the other leg up for a shoulder stand. And then bringing the feet back over. Slowly roll down. Grab the knees with your hands. And just very slowly kind of start rolling back and forth. So you're massaging your lumbar, and then slowly push the knees away from you. Keep rolling side to side to massage your sacrum, then your glutes, different parts of your glutes, till you feel the curve come back in your back. Your arms are fully extended. Your feet are just kind of dangling. And then bring the knees wider, set the feet down, arms to cactus. Just do a couple windshield wipers. And when you're ready, come into Shavasana. and really choose to relax in Shavasana. You can get there more easily if you utilize your breath. Just let go with each exhalation. Let go of thoughts, go of muscle energy, go of anything that's not serving you and helping you to relax. Allow your whole back to relax. All the muscles you worked in your shoulders, your quads, your back. Consciously work up and down your spine. See if there is any tension there that you can release, even if just getting in a more comfortable position. Wanted to share some thoughts from Marianne Williamson. Everything I do is infused with the energy with which I do it. I know that what I'm feeling is communicated subconsciously to everyone, and every thought I think creates form in some way. Taking responsibility for my energy is as important as taking responsibility for my behavior. And today I will do that. I seek in any situation to be a blessing, a miracle worker, an expander of love. That is my only goal, that I might experience true peace. I truly believe that if you think in your mind that I choose to do something, then it does really change your attitude about doing it. Start to wiggle and stretch always. Eventually drawing your knees up, rolling to the right side, and pushing on up to seated. Please bring hands to heart center. Thank you for choosing to come and practice yoga with me today. Truly enjoyed it and appreciate it. Namaste. Thanks, guys. So I will be here Friday and next Tuesday. I'm going to